top 5 pilots who struggled to save their passengers. Every flight begins with a destination. But for these pilots, the journey became a battle against impossible odds. High above the clouds, engines failed, systems collapsed, and seconds determined the fate of hundreds of lives. Faced with situations that no pilot ever wants to encounter, they had a choice: surrender to fear or rise to the challenge. Through extraordinary skill, relentless determination, and unwavering commitment to their passengers, these aviators transformed moments of near-certain disaster into stories of survival. Their actions saved lives, inspired millions, and became some of the greatest examples of leadership in aviation history. They were not superheroes. They were professionals who spent years preparing for the unexpected. When the moment arrived, their training, experience, and calm under pressure made the difference between tragedy and hope. These are the stories of 5 remarkable pilots who refused to give up when everything was on the line. When the sky tested them, they answered with courage. When disaster approached, they chose responsibility. When hundreds depended on them, they delivered miracles. On January 15, 2009, Captain Chesley, Sully, Sullenberger faced one of aviation's most challenging emergencies when a flock of geese struck both engines of U.S. Airways Flight 1549 shortly after takeoff from New York, with no usable thrust and only seconds to make a life-or-death decision. He determined that returning to an airport was impossible. Using decades of experience, exceptional situational awareness, and calm judgment under extreme pressure, he successfully ditched the Airbus A320 into the Hudson River. Every one of the 155 people on board survived, making the event known worldwide as the Miracle on the Hudson. His performance remains one of the greatest examples of professional airmanship in modern aviation history. On April 17, 2018, Captain Tammie Shults encountered a catastrophic engine failure aboard Southwest Airlines Flight 1380. The explosion damaged the aircraft and caused rapid decompression at 32 feet. Despite severe aircraft damage and intense pressure in the cockpit, Shults remained composed and methodically managed the emergency. Drawing on her experience as one of the first female U.S. Navy fighter pilots, she coordinated with air traffic control, stabilized the aircraft, and conducted a safe emergency landing in Philadelphia. Her professionalism and leadership prevented a far greater tragedy and demonstrated exceptional skill during a highly complex emergency. On July 19, 1989, Captain Haynes faced an unprecedented situation when an engine explosion destroyed all hydraulic controls on United Airlines Flight 232. The aircraft became nearly impossible to fly because traditional flight controls no longer functioned. Instead of panicking, Haynes transformed the cockpit into a collaborative problem-solving team, using only differential engine thrust to steer the aircraft. The crew managed to guide the crippled DC-10 towards Sioux City, Iowa. Although the landing resulted in fatalities, 185 people survived an accident that experts believed should have been unsurvivable. Haynes' leadership, teamwork, and decision-making became a global case study in crisis management. On August 24, 2001, Captain Robert Piché encountered complete engine failure over the Atlantic Ocean after fuel exhaustion. caused both engines to shut down. With no thrust and hundreds of kilometers from land, he transformed the Airbus, a 330, into one of the largest gliders ever successfully flown. Maintaining precise control and conserving altitude, he guided the aircraft for nearly 20 minutes before landing safely at Lige's Air Base in the Azores. All 306 people on board survived. His remarkable gliding performance is still considered one of the most extraordinary demonstrations of aircraft handling in commercial aviation history. On June 24, 1982, Captain Eric Moody commanded British Airways Flight 9 when the aircraft unknowingly entered a volcanic ash cloud over Indonesia. One after another, all four engines failed, leaving the Boeing 747 powerless at 37,000 feet. As the aircraft descended through the night, Moody maintained remarkable composure and reassured passengers while coordinating recovery efforts in the cockpit. After leaving the ash cloud, the engines were successfully restarted, and despite severe windshield damage caused by the ash, Moody safely landed the aircraft in Jakarta. His calm leadership and technical expertise turned what appeared to be a certain disaster into one of aviation's most famous survival stories.